All right, let's dive into a really fascinating idea today called ideological alchemy. And it's this powerful concept that you can quite literally transform your reality, not with some kind of magic, but by systematically rewiring the very language you use every single day. So let me just start by asking you this. What if you could rebuild your reality, one single word at a time? I know, it might sound a little out there, but the words we choose, both the ones we think and the ones we say, they're basically the blueprints for the life we end up living. Let's dig into how that actually works. Okay, first things first, we have to understand the problem that, let's be honest, most of us face without even knowing it. Think of it as the invisible prison, that feeling of just being stuck, always reacting to what life throws at you instead of actually being the one in the driver's seat. So you gotta ask yourself, are you really in control? I mean, do you feel like the captain of your own ship, steering confidently through the waves? Or does it feel more like you're just a slave to your circumstances, constantly being tossed around by your busy schedule, all your obligations, and just life coming up? A lot of that feeling comes from this trap called the default cycle. And you'll recognize this. It starts with a trigger, that little nagging feeling inside that something's not quite right. So what do? We jump to a superficial fix, right? Maybe a Netflix binge, some online shopping, anything to just numb the feeling. And when that, of course, doesn't work, we start making excuses, blaming our schedule, blaming other people. And finally, we just find a distraction until, boom, that trigger comes back and the whole cycle starts all over again. It's just exhausting and it keeps us from making any kind of real progress. But here's the good news. There is absolutely a way to break free from that cycle. It lies in what we can call the alchemist's secret. And it's all about unlocking the incredible power that already exists right inside your own mind. And that secret is ideological alchemy. Now, what is it? It's the deliberate process of transforming your thoughts, your speech, and your actions to systematically evolve into the person you want to become. And that word, deliberate, is everything. This isn't just wishful thinking or hoping for the best. No, it's a conscious, intentional practice. It's like being an engineer for your own inner world. So how does this actually work? Well, it's a self-reinforcing cycle. It all starts with our thoughts. They shape the story we tell ourselves. Then the words we speak out loud reinforce those thoughts and start to guide our actions. Our actions, when we do them over and over, they become our habits, our traits. And finally, our identity, who we are, is forged by those consistent actions. It's an incredibly powerful loop, and the key, the entry point to changing everything, is right at the beginning, with our thoughts and our words. This brings us to the core thesis, and it's captured perfectly in this quote from Terence McKenna. We cannot evolve faster than our language. Think about that. Our words literally set the boundaries of our potential. If you want to expand your reality, if you want to become more, you first have to expand your vocabulary for what that looks and sounds like. So, how do we actually do this? Well, it all starts with the practical stuff, rewiring your language. This is how you shift from being a passive victim of your circumstances to becoming the active architect of your own life. Okay, here's a simple but honestly a profound example. We all say it, I was too busy. But that phrase, it makes you a slave to your schedule. It just robs you of your power. Now, try replacing it with this. It was not a priority for me too. Can you feel the difference? All of a sudden, you're not a victim anymore. You're the one in control, making a conscious choice about where you invest your time. Let's look at another one. And this is a total game changer, especially if you work on a team. Asking, may I, or is it okay if I, what you're really doing is dumping all the responsibility onto someone else. You're asking for permission. But when you state, I intend to, that is a declaration of ownership. It says, I've thought this through, I'm taking responsibility, and I am moving this forward. You literally shift from a follower waiting for approval to a leader driving the mission. And a change like this, it doesn't just happen in a vacuum. It creates this powerful ripple effect. It reshapes not just your own world, but the world of everyone around you, your family, your friends, your entire organization. We can see this difference so clearly when we look at this tale of two leaders. First, you've got Eric, the classic manager. He controls things, he hits his targets, and yeah, the company is profitable. But look at the cost. Team fulfillment is low, innovation is stagnant, and people are leaving left and right. Then there's Emily, the steward. She focuses on nurturing potential and creating purpose. And look at her team. They're thriving. Innovation is through the roof. Turnover is low, and they're seeing sustainable growth. This isn't just some feel-good philosophy. These are real, measurable results. It's a massive strategic advantage.
So what's the real difference between them? Well, it comes down to a fundamental shift in mindset. Are you the source of all the power, trying to drive everything forward all by yourself, or are you the conduit, a channel for power and vision and resources to flow through you to empower your entire team? And being a conduit, that isn't passive. It actually requires incredible structural integrity, your character, your discipline, to be able to handle that energy and multiply it for others. So where does all this leave us? It's really important to get this. This whole process, this ideological alchemy, it's not a one-time fix. It's not something you just check off a list. It's a philosophy of action. It's a framework for life. It's your great adventure. And the work? Well, the work is never finished.
And to help you on this adventure, here's something called the Waymaker Proclamation. This is not just a list of nice values. This is a creed for action. And notice the language. It's not, I should live intentionally. It's, I live intentionally. It's, I forge courage. I embody sisu, which is this amazing Finnish concept of just relentless grit and perseverance. These are daily proclamations, linguistic tools that use that exact same self-reinforcing cycle to forge the identity you're choosing to build. And it all comes down to this one final thought from Ralph Waldo Emerson. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. Ultimately, the power is yours. The life you want to live is just a few decisions and a few words away. So the only real question left is, who do you decide to be?